How's it going, guys? This is the Atheist Sheep, and I'm done with humanity already. I've literally just started making this first video, and I already want to kill myself. And why is that, you say? Because of the fucking SJWs out there. The fucking social justice warriors who are making people who are white males feel like fucking shit. And it just pisses me off when you see these people who are being brainwashed into drinking the SJW Kool-Aid. No one is there to teach them, hey, this is bullshit, what you're doing. There is no privilege. And how the SJWs, I'm so sick of the SJWs teaching people to feel worse about themselves because of the color of their skin. To think you're a fucking awful human being because you're white, or you're male, or you're whatever. You know, this isn't, for example, what Martin Luther King Jr. wanted. This was his quote. "I've dreamed that my 4 little children would one day live in a nation where they would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." What the SJWs are doing is judging people by the color of their skin, not by the content of their character. Which is what Martin Luther King Jr. wouldn't have wanted. If he was still alive today, he would be fucking crying because of this. It's been reversed, but it's still an awful thing. So what the background, from what I understand of this video, is basically this 14-year-old kid who's apparently white and a male. He did his performance in front of like lots of people, talking about his white boy privilege. So let's just, it apparently got really viral, and it just pisses me off because you can tell this kid has been brainwashed into this whole bullshit. He hasn't looked it up himself. He doesn't have an actual, he's not been told to think about stuff himself. He's been told just to not question what they say, and this is basically his religion.
Titled White Boy Privilege. Dear women, I'm sorry. Dear black people, I'm sorry. Dear Asian Americans, dear Native Americans, dear immigrants who come here seeking a better life, I'm sorry. Dear everyone who isn't a middle or upper class white boy, I'm sorry.
This is what I'm talking about. He is saying, I'm sorry for being white and male. No one should be sorry for how they were born. But because of the fucking SJWs, they have made him feel like he's fucking garbage. They make him feel like he's somehow fucking privileged and he doesn't deserve to be heard like everyone else. Everyone deserves to be heard.
I have started life at the top of a ladder while you were born on the first rung.
He made a comment saying he was on top of the ladder while they were at the bottom. No, motherfucker. The people at the fucking bottom are like people starving in Africa. People who fear their lives in the Middle East. Not some snothead SJW in the fucking first world country, America, because they didn't get what they call privilege.
I say now that I would change places with you in an instant, but if given the opportunity, would I? Probably not, because to be honest, being privileged is awesome. I'm not saying that you and me on different rungs of the ladder is how I want it to stay. I'm not saying that any part of me has for a moment even liked it that way. I'm just saying that I fucking love being privileged and I'm not ready to give that away. I love it because I can say fucking and not one of you is attributing that to the fact that everyone with my skin color has a dirty mouth.
Now, wow, yes, white people do cuss. Do not get me wrong. But more than not, from what black people tend to have a real foul mouth too. And so do women.
I love it because I can worry about what kind of food is on my plate instead of whether or not there will be food on my plate. I love it because when I see a police officer, I see someone who's on my side.
Oh my fucking god, here we go. Okay, here's my opinion on the police officers. Now, when I'm saying this, I'm not referencing all cops, because I've met many cops who are good people, actually. But this is not a race issue. This is a power issue. Police do have a problem with power. They're not attacking people just because they're black. They've attacked white people too. And I'm a white person. And guess what? When I see a police officer, I get fucking nervous when I drive around. So how fucking dare you act like, oh, we're white people, we can do whatever we want. And you know what? That sounds racist to me.
To be honest, I'm scared of what it would be like if I wasn't on the top rung, if the tables were turned and I didn't have my white boy privilege safety blankie to protect me.
How dare you guys have a white boy privilege blankie? Now let me sit here in my non-privileged blankie and hide my safe space. I mean, what the fuck is this shit? What a fucking joke.
If I lived a life lit by what I lack, not what I have, if I lived a life in which when I failed, the world would say, told you so.
If I failed, the world would be there to tell me so. The world does that to fucking everyone. Not just because if you're black, or white, or attack helicopter, or Asian, or whatever. The world's a fucking awful place sometimes. And you know what? I think people should be judged by their character and if they are trying. Not by the color of their skin.
If I lived the life that you live. When I was born, I had a success story already written for me. You were given a pen and no paper. I've always felt that that's unfair, but I've never dared to speak up because I've been too scared.
You were born with a success story. Yeah, even though you were born white, you have some form of disability and you can't ever depend on yourself, but you have a success story. So check your fucking privilege. I mean, what a fucking joke. I mean, I'm not even attacking this kid. I'm attacking the people who are telling him this fucking garbage. I'm addressing the bullshit he's being told and not questioning. Just because you're born white doesn't mean you have a success story. I've met many white people who fucking struggle. And then I've seen black people who don't struggle. And a lot of those black people don't let their race disadvantage them. They say, hey, I can do better than this.
Well, now I realize that there's enough blankie to be shared. Everyone should have the privileges that I have. In fact, they should be rights instead. Everyone's story should be written, so all they have to do is get it read. Enough said. No, not enough said. It is embarrassing that we still live in a world in which we judge another person's character by the size of their paycheck, the color of their skin, or the type of chromosomes they have. It is embarrassing that we tell our kids that it is not their personality, but instead those same chromosomes that get to dictate what color clothes they wear and how short they must cut their hair.
What a fucking joke. It's a shame we live in a world where we judge someone by their paycheck. Yeah, feminists try to make the claim that men make more, even though that's
But most
debunked.
of all, it is embarrassing that we deny this.
You
that
judge
we claim
someone
to live in an equal country
by the color of
and an
their
equal
skin.
world. We say that women can vote.
This kid
Well,
is being
guess
told
what? They
he
can run a country,
should
own
feel
a
awful
company,
about the
and
fact
throw
that
a
he's white.
nasty curveball as
He
well.
said
We
they
just
tell
don't give
him
them the
that
chance
he's
to.
an awful person because he was born
I know it
a
wasn't
color
us
he
8th grade
cannot
white
decide.
boys who created this system.
Yet,
But we
yes,
profit
the
from
right
it
white
every
people.
day.
Yeah, he's a racist.
We don't
right?
notice these privileges though
He
because
has
they
made
don't come in the
no
form
decision
of things
in
we
this.
gain, but rather
Yet
the
he's
lack
the
of
racist because of a
injustices that
skin
we
color
endure.
he was not born.
Because of my gender,
Being
I
white
can
does
watch
not
any
make you
sport on
racist.
TV
Judging
and feel like
someone
that could be
based
me
on the
one
color of
day.
their skin
Because
makes
of
you
my
racist. I don't
race,
care if you're
I
white
can
or
eat in a
black.
fancy
It
restaurant
makes you
without the
racist
waitstaff
no matter
expecting me to
what.
But most of all, it is embarrassing that we deny this, that we claim to live in an equal country in an equal world. We say that women can vote. Well, guess what? They can run a country, own a company, and throw a nasty curveball as well. We just don't give them the chance to.
A woman own a business, yes. And he said that we don't give them the option. Here's the full list of women presidents organizations. 50 fastest growing women-owned businesses. Swell, Pinnacle Technical Resources, Orange Theory Fitness, Morningstar Financial Services, E2 Optics, Area Development Group, Blackline, Matisa Consultants, and the list goes on. These are just 50 of women-owned businesses, and these are fast-growing. So don't tell me that we don't give them the chance. And women who can throw curveballs, who says that? Who's ever made the claim that a woman couldn't throw a fucking curveball? Fucking no one. That's who. You're making this straw man up, so then you can be like, look how evil men are. See, that's why you should feel like a piece of shit.
I know it wasn't us 8th grade white boys who created this system.
Don't worry, yeah, it wasn't made by 8th grade white boys. It's made by feminists trying to make people feel bad for them.
But we profit from it every day. We don't notice these privileges, though, because they don't come in the form of things we gain.
We don't notice them because they don't fucking exist.
But rather the lack of injustices that we endure. Because of my gender, I can watch any sport on TV and feel like that could be me one day.
In the United States, there's the Women's Professional Soccer League, baseball, basketball, golf, horse racing, softball, volleyball, motorsport. And before you say, what about football? Well, yes, it's not as popular. There are women who do play football. I know of a woman who plays in football. But let's be honest, how many women actually give a shit about sports? Not that many. If women cared as much sports as men did, I guarantee you it would be larger. This is what indoctrination does to your kids. They are told lies, and then they go up on stage and make themselves look like fools. I mean, look at this kid. He's gonna grow up to hate himself. He's gonna grow up to hate men. He's gonna grow up to hate white people. Why? Because of this fucking movement. And that is bullshit. No one should hate themselves. No one! But that's what they're doing. So don't you dare act like you're the good guys. Because you're not. Well, this has been the Atheist Sheeps. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And please leave a comment on if you'd like to see anything else.